fire.
Out the door
Respond to EMS.
in less than 90 seconds.
We're responding on people's worst days.
It's a job that just means more.
I started this job because my dad's really sick. I wanted to know how to better take care of him, but I also just really love taking care of people.
For Fire Lieutenant Tristan McNamara and paramedic Jess Nichikowski, those people are the folks living in the city of Elkhorn, town of Geneva, town of Sugar Creek, and the town of Lafayette, which make up the Elkhorn Area Fire Department, a full-time fire and EMS department voted on and passed by taxpayers in a 2020 referendum, which totaled more than $7 million. The referendum's proposal requires a minimum of 8 on-duty staff per shift with at least 2 paramedics.
That's not happening.
No. We've only been fully staffed like a matter of weeks for like maybe one time. Right now we only have 4 paramedics. I'm one of 4.
And there's 2 of you supposed to be on shift at a time.
Correct.
Yep.
But we're currently staffing 1 per shift and then 2 for 1 shift.
Staffing numbers provided by EAFD show since 2023, the department has never averaged the required 8 people on shift. That's despite call volume increasing to around 2,400 calls every year. It's a problem Jess and Tristan say not only impacts their workload, but the community's safety too.
So you guys are consistently not meeting the referendum requirements that not only taxpayers voted on, but are also paying for.
Yeah.
Yep. Not only is it just a matter of time that something fatal will happen, but it's only a matter of time before more people walk away. And then the situation becomes much more dire. But it very much seems like the city doesn't even want to listen to our administration.
City support, something Jess and Tristan say department staff has been begging for years. This comes as the town of Lafayette provided notice it's pulling out of the Elkhorn Area Fire Department, meaning funding is dwindling. Internal emails obtained by TMJ4 show in February, Elkhorn City Administrator Adam Swan telling department directors they have a more than $293,000 gap to fill.
The words from the city were nothing is off the table. And the first thing we're looking at is staffing cuts.
Can you guys afford to cut staff right now?
No. We're already operating at as close to minimum as we really can be.
And Elkhorn's fire chief agrees. Internal emails show on March 12th, Chief Trent Eichman wrote to Elkhorn City Administrator saying, "I am not for reductions in staff due to safety of residents we are sworn to protect. Residents who live outside of the city of Elkhorn are already waiting longer for services." According to a Bray Architects study from last year, EAFD is meeting the nationally recognized response time 99% of the time within the city of Elkhorn. That number drops below 50% when they're responding to calls in Sugar Creek, Lafayette, and Geneva.
We're trying to handle 2 medical calls and a car accident at the same time, and now the cardiac arrest comes out, and we have nobody. What are the costs of that? I think that's an answer that the community should be looking for. Why am I paying for 8 people and I only get 6?
Questions we tried taking to Elkhorn city leaders. In March, I requested an interview with Fire Chief Trent Eichman. The next day, I received an email from City Administrator Adam Swan, who said he and Mayor Tim Sirota can answer questions about the referendum, staffing, and calls for service. Swan and Sirota then denied my multiple requests for an interview.
The risk is greater to the community if we continue to struggle with staffing and being able to do our jobs safely here. I wouldn't be doing a service to my community or to the people that I work with if we don't stand up for what's right.
It's a more than 50-year-old structure.
A lot of soot, diesel smoke was building up. That's what all the darkness around all the vents is.
That's had additions and repairs.
You can see some of these fractures moving up walls.
Now appearing to crumble
Station's crumbling right here.
before the eyes of first responders.
There's another one here.
It's a building that staff says worked for a volunteer department, not for a full-time staff.
It's just time. Building's in bad shape.
That idea of volunteerism, people aren't just responding to the station. We live here. This is a third or more of our time.
In 2020, the city of Elkhorn, town of Geneva, town of Sugar Creek, and town of Lafayette voted on and passed a referendum for a full-time fire department. The referendum levied taxes to produce a multi-million-dollar influx of cash to fund paramedic-level EMS care 24/7, 365.
Sponsor EMS.
And employ full-time staff to meet anticipated increased calls for service.
The community really enjoys coming here and seeing us out and about and supports us, but they don't know what we're facing on the inside.
With the additional staff using the firehouse, the city paid Bray Architects nearly $40,000 to analyze the building. The 80-page report was presented to the Common Council in April of last year.
I think to hear that report, it just confirms what we already know because we have to live in it.
On page 71 of the report, it says in quotes, "The fire department is operating in a space that is not conducive for the team or maintaining staff and recruiting staff." Not shocking for you guys, huh?
Not at all.
The study found the HVAC system and roof needs to be replaced. The apparatus bay floor, where they keep fire trucks and ambulances, needs extensive repair.
This is all cracked out.
The entire electrical system needs to be upgraded to address code violations and safety issues. The sidewalk connection to the garage where emergency vehicles come out of is, quote, causing vehicles to bottom out.
The building's a little scary sometimes.
The analysis also found the decontamination process after crews come back from fires to be inadequate, on top of staff having insufficient sleeping quarters with no appropriate fire alarm system or smoke detectors.
Sounds like we need a new building.
This building was great for what it was intended for in the beginning, but we're not a volunteer fire department anymore.
I tried to ask city leaders about concerns mentioned in the report and that first responders brought up to find out exactly where the money is going. My several requests for an interview were denied. Instead, the city administrator published a 4-page statement on Facebook that said fixing the fire station would cost an estimated $7.6 million and building a new one would be close to $12 million. Adding, any decision will reflect both operational needs and the city's obligation to taxpayers and partner communities. The city administrator also emailed me this info sheet that shows over the last 3.5 years, the city has either spent or plans to spend about $24,000 repairing and replacing things like the firehouse's ventilation and wall fixtures, drywall in the showers, flooring, the ceiling in the living quarters, and remediate mold in bathrooms and the kitchen. Swan says the city also doubled its vehicle maintenance budget and purchased several new trucks and apparatuses.
What is your reaction to hearing that?
Money you're supposed to be spending anyway. So why would you hold that against us? You know, and don't get me wrong, the city's put some money into this place trying to keep up with things, but again, it's always out of dire need.
According to a Fire Service Inc. report from last year, those were necessary purchases. That report states our inspection concluded that the overall condition of the fleet is poor, and all units require corrective actions immediately to remain safe and roadworthy.
Just hasn't been addressed. Didn't want to spend any money on it.
In the last month, the state's Department of Safety and Professional Services received a complaint related to Elkhorn Firehouse's condition and is now actively investigating.
The community just needs to know what's going on so they can become more involved. But I'm telling you, this is how it is. That's why we're here talking. Get involved. See what's going on for yourself.
My reporting about the Elkhorn Area Fire Department was centered around a few topics: staffing, firehouse and equipment conditions, public safety, and transparency. Tonight, city leaders answer questions that came directly from members of the fire department and taxpayers. Understaffed.
We've only been fully staffed like a matter of weeks.
Underfunded.
So the words from the city were nothing is off the table. And the first thing we're looking at is staffing cuts.
And under fire.
And shame on you for having all of this controversy.
I'm disappointed in what seems to be a lack of transparency.
On April 6th, I met with paramedic Jess Nichikowski and now former fire lieutenant Tristan McNamara. The issues raised, including a concern for low staffing, stem back to 2020, when taxpayers passed a referendum to fund a full-time fire department, which levied millions of dollars. I took these concerns to Mayor Tim Shirota and City Administrator Adam Swan.
Your own documents state that a minimum of 8 people are supposed to be on shift, with 2 paramedics. We have emails between Adam and the chief saying that the chief would be okay having 7 as an absolute minimum, but you're not meeting that minimum, and why is that not happening?
Well, through no fault of the council or the mayor, I'll tell you that. We have no role in the hiring. The chief and the HPC, which is Fire and Police Commission, do the hiring.
The city argues it proposed using part-time employees and paid on call to fill the gap. First responders say the largest staffing strain lies with paramedics.
Elkhorn Fire. Respond to EMS.
Especially when multiple 911 calls come in at once.
We're absolutely concerned about paramedic. That is a major concern for us. We've done everything we can to support. We're working on, again, a pay structure that they have indicated that they would like. And so, but we do need compromise, and we need to be trying to solve the problems.
So you think that the fire chief is not willing to compromise and work with you to solve the problems?
No, I'm saying that we've had these conversations, but yes, there has been resistance to using part-time, paid on call.
Swan and Shirota say a staffing study, paid for by the city, will better establish department needs moving forward. This comes after the city already paid nearly $40,000 for a study to look at the condition of Elkhorn's firehouse. The results of that study were presented to the Common Council in early 2025. The study deemed several areas of the firehouse in poor condition, recommending a full replacement of the HVAC system and roof, upgrading the electrical system, installing appropriate fire alarms and smoke detectors, and remediating mold in the bathroom and kitchen.
Why did it take you a year to get into that firehouse and start making repairs?
Okay, well, as far as the issues that we talk about in there in terms of ventilation, and we talk about the mildew in the bathroom and the concerns about the flooring, we weren't made aware of those issues. We weren't.
You were. It was in the Bray study in 2025.
I'm saying, I don't think the Bray study.
It's in there. They presented it to council.
And maybe so. And maybe it is in those 82 pages. My point is, at no point did the fire department, fire chief tell us, hey, these are concerns. As soon as we heard about the concerns during public comment, we immediately looked into and got them resolved.
City leaders say they also resolved outstanding issues with equipment.
At least since 22, we've bought 2 ambulances, 2 fire command vehicles. We bought a fire engine pumper, an aerial ladder truck. We bought extrication equipment, turnout gear. Anything that's been requested, we've provided.
It's gear that had to be replaced, according to a Fire Services Inc. report from last year, which states the overall condition of Elkhorn Fire's fleet is poor and requires corrective action to remain safe and roadworthy.
Money you're supposed to be spending anyway. So why would you hold that against us?
It's questions like that first responders, taxpayers, and myself have tried to ask Swan and Shirota.
Good night, Jenna. Test me. Why don't you call me sometime?
Okay, I'll call you tomorrow. How's that? We can set up a time to talk?
Off the record. Well, we have public meetings here twice a month. We obviously let them get up and say what they want.
Well, you don't let them. It's the law.
I guess, as you well know, I answer my phone when someone calls me. Anyone could call me. I haven't heard from a single fireman.
There's not a single person you can identify that we've refused to meet with. So I don't understand when they say that they don't believe that we're having the dialogue. We are having a dialogue.
City leaders referred to meetings with fire department union reps as open dialogue. First responders asked me to ask city leaders if they'd be willing to have a sit down at the firehouse.
If the fire department, if their fire union representatives, the fire chief, anybody said, hey, I think it'd be helpful to have.
I'm telling you that they are. They have asked me to ask you if you would be willing to have a sit down, open forum, and answer questions with firefighters and paramedics. Yes or no?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, Jenna, if that's what they told us, we absolutely would.
I sat down with the mayor and city administrator for over an hour. We talked more extensively about the topics in this story and more, like why the chief is under investigation and why first responders are receiving merit-based raises after our stories. Because TMJ4 believes in full transparency, the entire more than 1 hour interview is live now on our website for your viewing. I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Jenna Rae for TMJ4 News.